Good morning, everybody. I went to the Verizon store this morning, first thing this morning. Last night my T-Mobile phone, the 7th one or so, died again. So I told T-Mobile that I'm done, I want out of my contract, canceled it, went over to Verizon and got the iPhone killer. That's right, I said it. I picked up this little beauty. See if you can maybe zoom in on that. Probably a horrible angle. That's right, we'll fill this in. That's right, the droid. Alrighty, set that off to the side there. And then I also got, they had an accessory pack that I just, couldn't pass up because it was such a good deal, because, most of the stuff that they were going to give me was how much the deal was. So I got a case, little blue kind of translucent hard case, and then with that I have the they put in the deal the car charger, very convenient. This thing, which I was gonna buy anyway, it's a micro SD card reader that you can just plug into the USB port. I was going to buy one of these anyway, but I'm glad I waited. Now I got it with my deal. So we'll go ahead and put the bag off to the side, get all this crap out of here for the thing you're really waiting to see. And now we're going to actually open up the box, take a look at the phone. I have to say this is going to be a re-unboxing, not an official unboxing, because the guy at Verizon already unboxed it to go through all the setup with me and whatnot and tell me what I should and shouldn't do while in the setup and all that fun stuff. So we're going to go ahead and slide the top off, set that aside, and there is your box. Hopefully you can see this. I'll have to bring it in close again. Zoom in here. Come on now. There we go. Not a whole lot going on. Take this out. Set the phone off to the side and take a look at some of the accessories it comes with. Like I said, he already opened most of it. There's your micro USB to your normal USB, of course. Throw that off to the side. It comes with this nifty thing, which has a USB port in it, so you can plug it in straight to the wall. Your standard getting started product warranty. There we go. Product warranty. And what else we got in here? Driving precautions. Probably because of the GPS and all that fun stuff. What is this? Consumer information about radio frequencies and radio frequency emissions and responsible driving. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, I can actually zoom in a little bit and go through some of the phone features. Here we are. The actual droid itself. On the bottom, nothing. On the sides though, there's your micro USB that you're going to plug in to sync music and charge. On the top we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, the on-off / standby sleep-wake button. On this side you're going to have your volume rocker along with your camera button. Whoop, there we are. Camera button that'll take you to the camera or just snap a photo. On the back here, hang on a second, let me zoom out a smidgen. Alright, there we are. On the back here you got your camera, and then there's this right here would be the battery tray. Now the only thing I can see would be a problem is this: if you're switching out the micro SD card, it's right there. You can see that right there, which means you have to take the battery out every time you want to change the SD card. Which is kind of funny because I just bought this thing. Remember this thing? I just bought this thing for syncing the micro USB to it, but that's what this is for. The cable, USB cable. Anyway, alright. Turn the phone on. I apologize in advance for my glare and whatnot. I have lots of lights on. Slide to unlock. What does that remind you of? So this is your main home screen. This is what it gets right when you first turn it on, bring it out of the box. It's only got a few things on it. You got your phone app, your contacts, browser, maps, and messaging. And then at the bottom of the screen here you got a little arrow. You pull that up and that's your main menu. Well, not your main menu, but your you know, where you can go to launch other applications. And then a neat thing that the guy showed me is you hold your finger over the Motorola logo or name and you pull down and there's this, that's your notification area. So if you got any new messages, you pull that down and you go straight to your messages or straight to your email or whatever the notification is. I do have to say, these buttons at the bottom, I don't know if you can see them or not, they're not actual buttons, they're pressure sensitive buttons, but they're very responsive. You barely give them a tap and there's a nice it's a little vibrating, a short vibrating pulse letting you know that you hit the button, and it's gonna do whichever button you hit, it's gonna do what it's supposed to be doing. You know, you slide to the right, you got some more real estate. Left, same thing. Not a whole lot when you first pull it out, but that's about all I can say for that. Put that down. And then I'll go through some of the specs over here. Sorry, I have some notes written down. Let's see if I can get to them here. Okay. If you're wondering, the display measured from corner to corner diagonally is 3.7 inches, and it's at a 480 by 854 resolution. It's all touchscreen, of course. One of the features I did forget to mention is this little feature, the slide out keyboard. Come back up here so you can see it. Slide out keyboard. One thing I did notice right away is that on most phones the D-pad or directional button pads is on this side. At least with every other phone I've had, it's been on over here. So it's going to take some getting used to get it for it to be over there. But back to the specs at hand. I already talked about the pressure sensitive buttons, the keyboard. It's got a 550 megahertz AMR Cortex A8 processor. It's got 256 megabytes of internal 4-user space. But with that 16 gigabyte SD card that it comes with, you're probably not going to use that. Communications it's got Bluetooth 2.1 with EDR, Wi-Fi, GB, standard stuff. It also has Verizon's EVDO or 3G. That micro USB port is a 2.0 high-speed USB port. It's got a 5 megapixel camera with autofocus, an LED flash, geo-tracking, and zoom, obviously. That LED flash, by the way, is bright if you're in a dark car. The headphone jack at the top, standard stuff. I will have to say I did plug my headphones in for just to plug it in and see how the headphone sound would work if you had headphones on. On most things, when you put the headphones in, it clicks, or you know, it's some force. This one just kind of pops in there. You don't actually know it's in there until you try to pull it out, and then it's stuck in there. Not stuck in there, but you know, it's in there. And that's all I have to say for that. Talk time is supposed to be 6.4 hours. Standby is 11.4 days. You know, standard stuff. But yeah, that's the unboxing for the Motorola Droid. I look forward to using this phone, and I will have a full review in about a week, if not sooner, just because I'm so freaking excited for the thing. That's it. Here's the awkward ending, yet again. That seems to follow me with all my videos. But yeah, look for the review and comment in the lower portion of the screen. Thank you.